quickly on the seniors for tournament. That's all sorted, it's all good, but there's been heaps of changes and stuff going on behind the scenes. So I can tell you that all the teams involved are national qualifying teams, but it's less because of issues with Sport NZ and the bubble, like the bubble sizes. So it's real technical, so I'm not going to explain it, but we've figured it out how we're going to do it now. So essentially we've got 7 teams that we can play against, but we can't get bigger than that. Otherwise they'd have to have cancelled. COVID's crazy. Like in the North Island, they're treating it different to how they're doing it in the South Island. But up in the North Island, they've got a different interpretation. So Sport NZ changed it up. So that was quite frustrating for Manawatu and some of the teams that can't come to that tournament now. Yeah. Any other questions?
So are we the only one going for Canterbury?
Yes, sir. Which I personally and selfishly love. I love that. It's just us and Nelson from the South Island. Pretty excited to get Quinn and Mana into coming up north with us to nationals. Both those guys have worked, not like anyone's not worked really, really hard, but I think it's a good opportunity for them. Cool, all right. So seniors, warm up, start doing your thing.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10.
Yeah, man, he's very, very, very talented.
Hugo and I, because we ref the tournament when we were year 10 and Mana was year 8 and we saw him playing, and Hugo actually said to me, he was like, this Mana guy is going to be really good. And then he came to SEC, and just his work ethic is legit.
I remember on his first day of school, like me and Louis were like training off school, and then we were 1v1, and then he asked us to like come play 1v1. Like he wasn't scared, and like most like young guys are scared.
Like just the courage, like I would not ask year 11s to play when I was year 9. It was pretty cool to have someone like that who knows the expectation of like the work that it takes to be good.
Louis and Hugo have been good. They've been really good with just teaching me. And obviously, I've learned so much this year because I've just played up the levels, and there's lots I've needed to learn, and there still is. But they've just told me what to do, and I've listened.
He shows that he's like interested, you know, like that he wants to be good. He wants to train. He wants to go up against the good guys, you know. I was just like, damn, you know, like he just gained my respect.
You know the guys that are going to be good, and he's one of them.
It's also cool to have Rewa and Harvey to join us on the tournament.
Harvey Kogel, he's like a defensive killer. He battles, he hustles, he dives on loose balls. He's a great asset to the team.
They see him come onto the court in the senior games. He's quite a small dude, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna bully this guy. But you know, he gets in your face. You know, he's always there. He really frustrates a lot of players.
I know coaches that wouldn't play Harvey because they'll say he's too small. It's so stupid to think that way. Like, his defense is unreal. He can shoot the lights out. He's a big part of our team going forward.
Young Rua, he can ball, he can hoop, and he's just got to have that confidence.
Because it's hard going from under 15s 1 week to senior, and he adapted really good to that. I would say everyone saw the development of him from the start of this year to now.
I know that it's really unusual to play young players like I do. I see a lot of teams that they'll put older kids and no younger kids. That's probably the most common way to do it. That younger person in that team, it is a stepping stone thing for them. They need to get to that next level to sort of make assessments and figure some things out. Helping a kid get from here to here is, I just enjoy it. That's probably my favourite thing. What's up, Cobe? He's banged up.
It's like, I don't even know.
How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Is it like a shot?
You guys can still you guys can go half court. Just do half court. Go 4 and 4. Hey, Cobes. It's all just about being okay for tournament. Like, there's no point in training today if you're banged up. So.
Like, yeah, just too much to be like still be sore. Or,
Yeah. And you've got plenty of like recovery time between now and then. You'll be playing all the minutes you can play at tournaments, so just look after yourself and yeah. I think these guys, for some reason, because they're playing half court, they're like down about it, or because we've only got 8 training, they're like upset.
Half I don't even realise that it's literally like next week. Like it's literally less than a week away.
Let's get their mind right. Okay. Boys, guys, come on in. This is a really strange, watching you guys, like, we've got nationals next week. We've got some guys training over here, so what? We've only got 8, so we can't do what we usually do, so what? We can still go 4-on-4, we can still have super competitive basketball, but you guys need to be sharpening up, getting ready for next week. I can't give you guys anything new. I don't want to add anything for you guys, because we're good. I like what we're doing offensively, I like what we're doing defensively, but we've just got to be sharp. Some of you guys are looking disheartened or something. Like, we've got to be ready for next week.
Yeah.
We don't have a full team training, so it's not bad.
But it doesn't matter, like we can't. So instead of guys getting down or upset about it, we might as well still try and, 4-on-4 is good basketball. I've had seasons where like our main thing at training was half court.
I don't think half of us realise we were literally playing nationals in less than a week, and it's like reduces the risk of like imagine having an injury week out from tournament. Like whoever it would be gutted. Us as a team would be gutted.
Kobe's going to be watching.
Alright, no.
Kobe Northmore
Hello,
is our captain. He's our leader.
hey.
He was a game changer, I think, for the program, because when you've got somebody that's really team first, unselfish, hardworking, willing to like listen as well. I think it took a long time for the guys to actually buy into what I had to say, which was really frustrating for me, because when you're at one place for a long time and you've had the success and the results, people listen to you. So to come in here and have so many kids just not care what I had to say was so challenging. Kobe was key in our success because the way that he approached everything, the boys fell into line, and that they looked up to him.
He's not like the rest. He's kind of like chill about it. He's kind of like been a mentor to me as well, teaching me different things along the way. And so he guided me the whole way through basketball. Yeah.
I do my best to just kind of encouraging all the boys and stuff, and just making sure everything's clicking, everything's going well, and the boys are all happy playing ball, and yeah.
Where's the other person? You playing? I suck. Show me something, Harv. Show me something. Oh yeah? Oh yeah! Oh yeah. Bang that, Harv. Hello. Good board. Run the lanes, Harv. Get up. Oh yeah. Good finish. Are you ready? Yeah. We good? Harvey, Real, we good? Alright. Oh, this is the first one.
Oh yeah, Lou.
When did you start taking basketball more seriously?
I always thought like basketball was just kind of like somewhere I could go, maybe if I ended up being good, you know. But like in year 10, year 11, that's when I actually started focusing and actually wanting to become like good. And like in year 11, year 12, I worked pretty hard to get to where I am. Obviously, like, I've had in the past couple of years had a hell of a lot of injuries that slowed me down. Probably been injured like 6 months of the past like 1.5 years, 2 years. So it's been pretty rough with that.
Your wrist would have been one of your worst ones, eh?
Yeah, it still hurts now. It's still a bit stiff, it's still a bit weak. And yeah, obviously I just haven't really been able to get back to where I was.
That injury really set him back mentally, I think. He missed out on playing for that under 17 team that won nationals for Canterbury. This is a really unusual place. This is very rare. Usually when the person who's like essentially leading your team, like your most productive player, and then he gets injured, but then your team kind of clicks as a group, that's strange. It was like collectively people stepped up. It wasn't like, you know, one person stepped up. So for Jake to come back into the mix is very difficult, because does he continue doing exactly what he was doing? Or now that they're playing really, really well, does he ease his way back into it? I think that was difficult for him to watch.
Well, in my head I was always the exact same, but I guess fitting in with the team and all that was different. Because in my head, like, I'm not like the type of guy that thinks like, oh, you gotta adjust, you gotta do all this stuff. And like in my head, like, I'm just gonna go out, I'm gonna play good, and like I'm gonna either play good or I'm gonna play bad. Like there's nothing that's gonna, I don't think, like preparation, like can only help you to a certain point. Up to then it's about mental, like how ready you are mentally. And that's just the biggest thing for me, is staying ready mentally and all that.
I think for him it was just trying to figure out his place in the team, and probably like similar to what other teenage boys go through is when you get some adversity, how do you communicate that?
Makes me pretty unhappy, to be honest. It is what, like, I just think it is what it is, and I just keep going.
Brought you in here because it's quiet. I think because we have that time, we can have a conversation a bit later about like what our goal is for the tournament, objective and things like that. We obviously know that as a school, we're pretty stoked with where we're at. Like we've had a successful season with it. We were on a Zoom chat with some of the teams that are going to be there. A lady, I won't say what school she's from, she said dead serious. She was like, because everyone had what school they were at, and I put St. Thomas, and then she laughed and she was like, no, but what school are you representing, or something like that. And I was like, St. Thomas, and she was like, oh, this is the AA boys chat. And I was like, yeah, we're AAs. And she's like, no, AAs is the big schools, A's is the small schools. And I was like, yeah. She had never heard of, like, I'm not, it's not important. But what I'm trying to say is this is a North Island mentality. Like, they know each other, but us, and we had the same thing at Burnside. It was great. People will underestimate you, which is a great advantage. So is there anything else that you guys want to talk about?
No, we just got to find our rhythm as a team and our groove, and when we all gel together, like, that's when we're playing our best. Like the ball's moving, everyone's hitting shots, everyone's enjoying it. Like when everyone's enjoying it is when we play good. Like when, as soon as like one or two of us got our head sort of down sort of thing, getting frustrated, then like it just rubs off on the whole team. But like when we're all enjoying ourselves, we're like having fun, smiles on our faces while we're playing, that's when we're dropping people off by like 30, 40 points.
Yep,
like,
exactly.
We just got to find that rhythm.
Yeah. Last year, we'd have a game where we scored 60 points. And I'd say to you guys, Lou, I can call you out. Hugo, I can call you out. I explained to you guys, ironically, the more you pass the ball, the more we're going to score. And all of you looked at me like I was stupid, like I was speaking a different language, and like, that doesn't make sense. I've got to hold on to the ball for me to get my buckets. It's not that way at all. The more you pass the ball and the more we can click as a group offensively, that's when we started putting up 80 points, 90 points. And now look at us this year. We're scoring like 110 a lot of games. All right? Okay.
Say some 3, 1, 2, 3.